Oh wait, before you go, let's do some cheers so we can have a thumbnail. It's our anniversary. I mean, that's how the thumbnails be.
Yeah,
like.
Welcome to Ashes and Roses, the podcast.
A millennial review of entrepreneurship.
We're your hosts. I'm Junie.
And I'm Ashley. We'll be sharing with you an honest review of our trials and triumphs in business.
The Ashes and the Roses.
On season 2, we'll be inviting other entrepreneurs to share their journey as well.
Join us every Wednesday on Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts.
And as always, we'll be keeping it real,
raw, and revolutionary. Welcome back to another episode of Ashes and Roses. You know, it's always interesting because now we're recording on YouTube. It's like I get into my podcast mode, but then I forget that there's a camera.
There's a camera now.
I'm like, Let me try to look at the camera. But welcome back to another episode of Ashes and Roses, the podcast. It's your girl, Junie.
And I'm Ashley.
Yep. Today is a special day.
Yes.
A special day, a special episode, just a special time. We are celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
We're celebrating our 5-year anniversary as entrepreneurs. So the season theme is challenge the industry.
Yes.
And we've been challenging the industry for 5 years. So, you know, it's just great. And I feel like important that now, like, we're reaching out to other people who are challenging their industries.
Oh my goodness,
you
guys.
know, and coming together. So it's really exciting.
It's amazing, like talking to these people about their industries and learning like how they're making changes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
As young Black millennials.
Yeah.
In 2020 in America, like, that's crazy. Like, I was thinking the other day, well, actually, let me save what I was thinking for what's about to come next.
Right. I mean, we could just kind of just flow into it because today, because we're celebrating, we're relaxing, we're drinking our wine.
Oh, so no thought of the day?
Not necessarily. I mean, we can do a thought of the day. I'm just saying we can just flow into it. It's fine. So if you're floating into the thought of the day, that's fine.
Okay, well, let me just float right in.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking, and I think I forgot what I was thinking. You see, I should.
Well, I'll tell you what I've been thinking about. So I've been reflecting on how we are entrepreneurs. You know how, like, you know that syndrome. What is that syndrome? What is that syndrome called? What is
Stockholm syndrome?
Huh? Stockholm? No, the one where, like, you know, you don't really believe in yourself, and like you don't see yourself to be an expert even though you are. Mm-hmm. What is that called?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever. That's gonna bother me. But anyway, moving on. When I think of it, I'll just say it. But yeah, so
okay. Real raw revolutionary. Is it that wine? It's that wine, huh?
No, it's not. It's the word that I can't remember.
Oh.
I'm a psycho. Okay. It's all right. I'm just gonna edit this out.
I think we should keep it in.
Okay. Now that I've clapped 3 times like a crazy person.
I did not know that you were going to clap 3 times. Like, who does that?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, so so anyway, I've been reflecting on the fact that, you know what, we're entrepreneurs and we're actually, like, we've been successful.
I know. It's kind of crazy.
And I keep thinking about it. I'm like, wow, like, these people that we always looked up to, they were where we are now. Mm-hmm. And when we were back then, when we started, we were looking at them like, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? So anyway, so it's interesting to be in this, like, we're really in the game, you know? And when I watch, like, shows like Shark Tank, or when I talk to other entrepreneurs, that's when it really hits me, like, we're really in this.
Like, we're like,
this is
our lives.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely grateful. And you know, I really like thank my younger self
Mm-hmm.
for looking out for me, because if we were starting this now,
So ambitious, like, whoa.
yo, if we were starting this now, I would be like, girl, it's too much.
Like life.
Yeah, you know, but I think it's definitely not just that, you know, not just thanking my younger self, but thanking like the people who formed us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like my mom, my community members. You know, when I was younger, I was in the church, and I did participate in things that developed me as a person at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you know, like the development that we got, like going on to school and the organizations that we were a part of. It's like everything was a step to get here. Yeah. And where we are now is a step to get to where
we're gonna be, where we end up.
Yeah. So
in the meantime, like, enjoy the journey, right? Like, because what else can you really do?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I guess that was my thought of the day, I guess.
Okay.
Go ahead and slide that in there.
Well, today what we're going to be doing is talking about our top 5
ashes and roses.
Ashes and roses, yes.
Yep.
The great times in business, or the top things that we see that we value right now, and the bottom
5.
The bottom 5. Yes. The things that were just
the
not so fortunate. Just, you know, fun stories that we could share with you guys that maybe you guys could learn from. I mean, yeah, I think it's hilarious when we fail.
Okay,
when you make back, you know what I mean? When you fail, and then you're like, oh my God, you're so down, and you think the world is over, and then you bounce back. It's like, fun to be on the bounce back.
Right. What's that one song? That from Big Sean. Anyway, insert song here. Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. No.
Right, somewhere. Thumbnail. Listen, you know, wearing all these hats, not fun at all.
I know.
Not fun at all. So just know that if you're trying to start a podcast
and run a business,
you have to run all the hats. I don't know how you solo people do it.
Right.
You guys are the best.
We set it up, we film it, we edit it, we you know, it's
a lot. And I'm over here like watching YouTube videos, and they're like, thumbnail here. Yo, social media people do all kinds of crazy things to get these things to really look great.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing that.
Yeah.
So now we're social media people. Hello, social media. Moving on.
Join the social media gang.
Yes. Gang.
Yeah. So top 5 and bottom 5 ashes and roses.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into it. Let's start with our ashes. Ooh, ashes.
Oh my goodness. So I think we should bounce back and forth
to ashes and roses.
Yes, just for the balance. For something different.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's our anniversary. We can do anything.
Anniversary.
It's our anniversary.
Okay.
That was not a good singing.
Yeah, I wasn't even. I don't even know if that had any.
We're just doing whatever on this episode.
The wine.
Guys, this is the This is not just. I mean,
we're
this
celebrating.
is a celebrating.
We're loose. Okay.
Yeah,
fine.
We're celebrating. We're loose.
We're drinking some wine,
and we just building the suspense for what's to come. Okay.
Okay, because this is very lighthearted compared to the heavy challenging that we're doing in the episodes to come. And I know you guys are excited to hear what industries we have next. If you are interested in hearing about a particular industry, leave some comments for us.
Leave some comments.
And we will hear you. Yeah. Or if you even know an entrepreneur. Is that what you're about to say?
No.
Oh, if you know an entrepreneur who has a really cool perspective on their industry, let us know. Leave some comments.
Leave some comments or email us at ashesandrosespodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you. We will leave that somewhere up here. Or maybe down here.
In the description box. We're just doing whatever on these people's internet, on these people's YouTube. But hey, real raw.
We're being real with y'all.
Revolutionary.
Okay. Podcast journey too. How about that? Anyway, so our first Ash.
And Ash.
Remember
Ooh.
working 24-hour shifts?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I'm not about them.
No,
life.
not just working 24-hour shifts. Working 24-hour shifts and then working full time
Somewhere else.
on top of that.
Like, oh my goodness, that was so crazy.
That was so crazy, but we had such an active life. Again, we were what? So at that point, we were what, 23, 24?
I don't know. Who cares? Anyway.
We had the energy is my point.
Right. Early 20s. Yeah. So, I mean, but that was like early on at the beginning of opening our doors. And man, we were doing it. We were working for our money. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy because, you know, in the beginning, you're never really working for that much. It's like you're really just.
You're just laying the foundation, the groundwork. You know, you're trying to get people to trust you.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
You're showing that you can do the job.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what we were doing.
So, you take a little less than you know you're worth.
Yeah.
But it's the end game.
And it starts. It's like it's a way for you to be a running business. Yep. You're a running business at least. Yep. You know what I mean?
And we were cutting costs. I mean, because we were working all the shifts. And we were living in the house. Remember?
Right. Oh, my goodness.
We shared a room, actually. A room and an office. So, we
had like 2 twin size beds.
A desk.
We shared a closet. And that's when I was like, you know what? Like, our friendship cannot get any closer. Like, we shared a closet. And for me, I'm a very, like, particular person. So it was, like, we did that. We
did what we had to do because we knew that we had, like, there was a goal. There was a mission. You know what I mean? It wasn't just.
Right. I think we knew we were going to get there, and we were like, we're just putting up with this so that we can, Yeah, that was a very interesting time. Mm-hmm. Like,
but hey, look at us now, baby.
Oh my goodness. Like, during that time, we literally accepted a resident with their dog.
Yeah, our first resident had a dog.
We let the dog move in.
The things you do. We've upgraded to fish. And you can see these fish on a virtual tour of Sapphire House.
Oh, Sapphire House, you ask. What is that, Junie?
Sapphire House is a memory care home located in Westerville, Ohio, where we provide personal care services and housing to seniors affected by Alzheimer's and dementia.
Wow, she's so good at that. You really are so good at that. Yes. I will leave a link in the description below. Or
I will.
If I have, she will. Or if I have the skills, I'll leave it up right here.
You're going to put the link in the, okay, hey, maybe
right there.
We'll see. Even if we don't leave the link when this episode's drop, we'll come back to put it on when we figure out how to do it.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Absolutely.
Yeah, but this is the journey, of podcasting, and we're learning just like all of the big podcasters did.
Yes.
They started just like we learned at Sapphire House.
Absolutely. So, speaking of learning things, what are the top things or the top roses? Or let's talk about one of the top roses.
I would say one of the top roses, and I think it should go at the top above all else, when you brought it up earlier, is our residents and the relationships that we've formed with them.
Yeah.
And the memories that we have with them in their, like, we're literally, if we really want to just be honest about it, on their way out, we're experiencing, like, we're going to be their last memories.
I know. And I feel like it's an honor. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's an honor to help in that time. Mm-hmm. So, it's like your most vulnerable time your most vulnerable time after being a baby on this planet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that would be a top rose.
Yeah, for me too. I mean, of course. I mean, this is we're sharing these roses. All these roses and these ashes are combined. Yeah. And yes, our residents. I realize that I love them, and when things happen, or, I do grieve. Like I do feel sad. Yeah. And with the industry that we're in with Alzheimer's and dementia, it's like, you slowly watch that person, kind of decline and drift away. So it's really sad, the process, but at the same time, it's like there's so many great memories that you create.
Funny moments.
Yeah. That you'll never forget, And
they're super interesting people. They're super interesting and they're cool.
Mm-hmm. And even though we don't work like 24 hours anymore, because that was crazy, like working 24 hours, it's just you're overworked and, you're just, it's just too much, I think, on a person to work that many hours, or for that long of a time. But even though we don't work 24 hours anymore, the nights that we do work, you know what I mean, to save on staffing and stuff like that, the times that we do work, it's like I appreciate because I'm getting extra time with my amazing residents,
Yeah.
So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it. They be, they really I wonder if we were to go back in like our cameras and just watch all the funny moments, just moments that you're just like, okay, this is happening, right. It's funny.
Right.
So, yeah.
Speaking of having a camera.
It's another Ash.
It's not necessarily another Ash. Thank God it saved us, but the issue that it had to save us from.
Okay.
Ooh, this is early on in the episode, okay?
Yeah,
we just throw it in. We getting in deep, okay? So, do you remember, or do you want to explain it because you have the
I mean, I can, but I thought it was really cool, like the symmetry that we had going on with you saying the Ashes and me saying the Roses, because your name is Ashley.
So
and my nickname
she
is
just
Rose.
decided that.
No, okay. I can explain it.
No, I mean, I did say it. I did announce the Ash. Oh, okay. Did I? Not really, I guess. Go ahead.
You led us to the water. Just kidding. So the one that I know that you're talking about is when there was an allegation made against us.
I know.
And
can you believe that?
Yeah, there was an allegation made against the Black girls. And like authorities became involved. And it was just a situation where our character and our what we stood for as a business was really challenged. Yes. And yeah, so.
And thank God we had a camera.
Thank God we had a camera.
Because
cameras.
Yes, because oh my goodness. Because if we did not have a camera, if we're going to be really real and raw with you, it would have been a white person's word over ours. Mm-hmm. And that would have been it. Mm-hmm. That would have been the only evidence. I mean, our word would have been the only evidence. Mm-hmm. And, that's a pretty scary thing. So it's like, thank goodness we got some cameras. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the way they were used. I never imagined. I don't think anybody would imagine that they would be used in that way. I think going into business, I do think that we were like, this is to protect us too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I didn't think it would ever happen to us.
I mean, those cameras have saved us
time and time again
on more than one occasion. But this, I think, was the one that
was the number one. Like, wow.
Yeah.
That really saved us.
And I remember for me, it was kind of like surreal because on the day of the events, when I got the call and, I was told like, you've been accused of blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. I was like, for a moment, I was like, it was kind of like, it was exactly like that. Like that
like
pause.
A pause.
Yeah. Okay. It was just like, kind of like my heart dropped a little bit because I was like, what? Mm-hmm. I was like, what are you talking about? So in that moment, it was kind of tough because it's like I don't think people realize the amount of work we put in. We put in a lot of work, like a lot.
It would be one thing like if I felt that okay, we're slacking. We're not really doing, what we should be doing and stuff like that. If I felt like that's the kind of business we were running, then I would be like, okay, we really got to get ourselves together. You know what I mean? But I know we were running a very tight ship. You know what I mean? Compared to, you guys just heard our nursing home suck video. The craziness that we were talking about that occurs as far as how their care is given in nursing homes. I've seen that. That's what I've worked in. So for me, I'm seeing the care that I'm giving now as a way bigger difference. Like, you are getting the best care.
Yeah.
You are getting the best care. And every healthcare professional that comes in sees that. They can see that because they've been through these different facilities and compared, and they know, they know how their residents at other places are doing based off of the quality of care. Right. So it's just baffling when, somebody questions our character, our, our trust, our brand, just period, after doing such what I feel like our best work.
Yeah. Definitely. And I feel like this also, what I'm about to say next is probably going to lead into our next roles. But like, this was going on and like, we were separated as far as like where we were working, where we were operated.
Yes.
I was pretty much working here in Ohio and you were working in Florida.
Yeah.
So like, this ship is, I'm like, what the, yo.
Yeah.
I was like, yo. I called her like, this, you know what, this is too much. I'm going to need you to come home.
Yeah. I came back right away though.
Yeah. So, but I think that leads into our next roles, right? So you were in Florida because
we opened our second house.
Yes,
we opened a second assisted living. Well, we Florida. Really, what did we do? We took over
it was
existing
like we
license.
Bought an existing one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was exciting at first, just the process. But I think that overall, the roles in that is that we were able to do it. Like, I don't even know how we did it.
Yeah. But the ash in that was that.
It was way too soon to even think that we could. I had my reasons for thinking why it was possible. We kind of talked about it. We talked about it was possible, but it's the lesson that I learned in that is be weary of one source income. Like getting income from just one source, like 100% of it. That is very dangerous because once something changes, one slight change, literally a change in management is what changed the whole game. Yeah. Because that was your one source of income. Yeah. So I think that I don't think we considered that, or at least.
I don't think we considered that. And I don't think that we realized, I think we were just too young as a business.
Yeah, exactly.
For literally the owners to like be in two different states. You know what I mean? I feel like it was too soon, but we did it. We did it, but we definitely, there were some things that we took our eye off of. And I think that, as a result, things happened. Yeah.
We were just spread too thin at that point. But at the end of the day, it's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Either way, because it was a lot of work, and thankfully we didn't only lose. Like, we were able to.
Yeah, we gained. We
able to gain a little bit too.
But again, we were just working so hard because we were running the house. We were working full time, and then going to Florida and taking these classes.
Oh my goodness.
To be able to know the laws.
Right.
To
because
open a house.
The crazy thing is that the houses in, like, here in Ohio, the laws to open a house is not as complicated as it is in Florida. In Florida, you literally have, it's like you're opening an assisted living, like a huge facility. Like, they expect you to have everything a facility would have. So, so it was a lot of work to get that done.
Yeah.
You know, and we did have residents and everything. Like that was, you know.
Yeah, we had residents.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we were double staffed.
We had right.
We were doing the most.
Yeah. So.
But hey, it's a lesson learned.
Yes.
And you know, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. But like we said, we have it down as a rose as one of our accomplishments. And then moving on to our next ash. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that one year that we were trying to go to a party?
Oh, you mean the year we opened?
The year that we opened, the first year that we opened. Yes. And we had our first, staff member.
Yeah.
And we had them down for New Year's Eve.
Yes.
And was there somebody that came to town that day? Or
no, I think we were going to.
It was just a party, just a New Year's Eve party.
Yeah, like a young professionals party.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember. Okay. So we were trying to go to a New Year's Eve party, and we hadn't been out in so long. This is after our working 24-hour shifts all the time.
Yeah.
So it was like, yes, this is going to be the first party we go out in a while. We weren't being that social because of just the way our schedule was, with the new business. We literally felt like new parents. I felt like it's like the house was like our baby or something. Mm-hmm. We were getting a babysitter and and telling them okay, well, and don't forget this and don't forget that, and
we had 2 toddlers.
We'll be back, and if you need a call, right, exactly. If you need to call us, we'll be ready. We're on call. Let us know. Mm-hmm. But we just wanted to go out and enjoy our time, and of course, I think at the last minute,
she calls off with some lame excuse. You know what's funny though?
What?
When I told my mom oh, we got New Year's Eve covered, she was like she ain't coming to work because she was Haitian.
Oh wow!
You just Haitians don't work on New Year's Eve. Listen. I'm gonna keep it. Do Haitians work on New Year's Eve? I don't work on New Year's Eve.
Wow. Well,
my mom doesn't work on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever worked on New Year's Eve.
It's literally the day before our Independence Day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and at that time we did not have the kind of money to be paying no holiday pay. Okay,
right.
It was just just take the money. Okay, it's
just
money.
Straight pay. Just take it.
Yeah, but yeah. So that was wah wah wah. That was one of those moments. I think I even have a sound effect for that, but I don't remember the color. So moving on. So we end up having somebody cover.
Yeah.
Who was it?
My mom.
Your mom is MVP.
I know, and she doesn't work on New Year's Eve. You hear us? She does never.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I didn't even realize it was that big of a deal. So she worked for us, and yeah. So that saved the day. So we were able to at least go out for once, because it was just man, we gotta be.
I know.
22, 23-year-olds. I don't know how old we were. 23.
I don't know.
Yeah, we just had to be our age, for one night and enjoy ourselves,
I know.
So, yeah, that was nice.
That was nice. But now that I look back, I mean, we could have really slept.
Yeah.
We could have really slept.
Yeah, we could have went to sleep. I mean, I enjoyed myself. I love memories like that. I have pictures of that night. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. But, yeah, so that was an ash. That's when we really learned about how the other side of staff. Right now we're on a beautiful side.
We're on a great side of staffing. We have the best staff.
Oh my goodness. Ever. And I'm going to knock on some kind of wood somewhere, because that needs to remain.
Yes.
We're blessed.
But I think we can lead to our roles about
being able to
employ our community, our family.
Mm-hmm.
We are a Haitian run business.
Yes.
And majority of our staff throughout the years from day one have been Haitian.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
It is cool, because it's like they know we care. Like it's not just about work. It's just different. Like I think we're very different with it, and we're not the same as like these big corporations that are just kind of heartless about things. It just feels like, you know,
a family.
Yeah, it feels like a family
Sapphire family.
Yeah.
And if you want to join the Sapphire family, go to sapphirehousing.com.
Our applications are up on there.
Not yet. But I mean, if you're trying to, there's multiple ways to join the Sapphire family.
Email us. Let us know. But yeah. It's nice to be able to provide for a community that we care for, and even especially in this time, you know, and to be secure and to still be able to be like a solid employment for them. It's great.
Yep.
It's great to employ myself, to be real. I mean, that's a blessing.
Yeah, I would say go ahead and just a bonus rose that we can employ ourselves.
Yes. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, okay. What's another Ash? Let's see. What do we talk about next? So that situation ended up leading the situation with the investigation, with the, you know, all these things that we talked about, that Ash that we talked about earlier. We actually thought about closing at one point, and that was a very sad time.
Yeah, we actually sent out a notice.
Like we were serious. Like we really thought it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And shout out to all of the people who told us not to, though.
I know.
Like, I love the people who were just like, no, keep pushing, because in the end, that's really what it is. It's really just about like, are you willing to push a little harder?
Yeah, just fight, you know, like in everything.
Even in the hardest moments, and like it's just a test. It's just a trial. You know what I mean? I mean, we have so many others that we've learned from, and that situation caused us to learn and to grow. And we decided like, okay, I think that it even showed us that we respected ourselves and that we stood up for ourselves. Even as young as we were, like, we stood up for ourselves. And I think that stands up. That means something, you know?
Right. So, I mean, you know, come on. You never go down without a fight. Come on. Never.
What do you mean?
In anything, like, you put up a fight. Yeah,
exactly. So, and I always like, I don't know, I always make the correlation in my head automatically with that's how like marriage is really supposed to be. I think that we get, with like these Disney movies and all these things, we get painted this picture that like, oh, like romance, and you marry your Prince Charming, perfect, and all he wants to do is buy stuff for you. And
yeah, but I mean, there's going to be times where your partner just can't. They just can't.
What, can't do that? I mean, it's not just that. It's just like, it's
not can't do that, but like the things that we expect from them, they just don't have it to give at that moment. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, as far as there are good times in marriage, and then there's going to be bad times, and a lot of times I think we are in a generation where, you know, we decide to leave, and it's the same thing with entrepreneurship. Like on social media, you know, they make entrepreneurship look easy, and it's like money this and money that. And you see all of these thumbnails with like, I made $10,000 this month and you can do it too. You know, like, and no, that's not where you start. You have to spend, you really have to spend money before you start making some money. Like, I mean, unless someone else has another way.
The scammers. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, at least $10,000. There's no way you're not going to spend some money to make $10,000. Right? But anyway, that's just, the point is that once it gets hard, people usually walk away. Yeah. And we wanted to walk away, and I think that we were very discouraged because.
Right. But you know, it wasn't just the investigation. I don't want to put that, because we also were undergoing change in the laws that licensed us.
Right, that's true.
So, and they were just asking us to implement things that were just so like expensive,
crazy.
And mind you, we had just gone through a situation where we literally had to like cut our revenue
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, so it was like the timing was, yeah, we were hit with a couple of things, but I just felt like that was so discouraging at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it was just going to be so much to get back up, but we got back up.
We sure did.
We definitely got back up. It was a lot of work, but we got back up. What was I gonna? Oh, I was gonna mention something, but I lost it.
What?
You were talking about the cut in our revenue, and then there was something else. Oh, I wanted to talk about. You mentioned there was a law that was changed within our
department
regarding our license in order to be licensed to run. And this is like probably a whole nother episode, but consider that is something that can change, especially right now with COVID-19. There's going to be a lot of facilities that are not going to be able to run because they cannot meet whatever standards that the laws are now putting in place. Yeah. So you could be, number one, losing jobs. People could be losing jobs. Number two, I mean, it really depends, because a lot of times, just like in that situation, by God's grace, or because of some powerful either white man or white woman, okay, like, thank you. They ended up putting that particular law on hold.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was like the perfect, when we decided we should stay open, I think that things started aligning for us to stay open, because we made the choice. Yeah. And we didn't find out that we didn't need that
because we found a way to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. We found we were gonna pay for it.
We found the solution. We were just gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Take it as a L.
Yeah. But then that obstacle moved out of the way as soon as we decided we're gonna keep fighting.
That makes me want to like break out and like praise dance, like do that.
Praise dance here. Let me see if my editing skills are that good.
Right.
If it is, man, you guys have to at least subscribe. At the very least. Okay.
And shout out to the people who've been subscribing. We see y'all.
Yes, we see you guys. We need the support.
Right.
We're new to this.
We trying to make money here.
Even if you want to critique us, go ahead. Try to be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Where are we talking about roses now? I feel like we just keep merging our ashes and roses together, because that is life.
Yep, there's the yin, and rose,
the yin and the yang.
Yep.
Okay, what else? Let's see. A rose. We're on roses now, right? Because we talked about almost closing. We're definitely on roses.
Okay.
So we talked about almost closing, since we're talking about yin and yang. Mm-hmm. What about when we opened? Let's talk about when we started our journey. So we were young 22-year-olds.
Yes, just bright-eyed and
full
of wonder.
Right. Just fresh into adulthood.
Right.
Thinking we're grown, clearly. Mm-hmm. And we decided, probably sitting in your car, it
was sitting in my car.
We decided that we're gonna start a business.
We're gonna start a business.
We had the vision. We talked about the vision. We brainstormed about the business, and now here we are.
We're here. I mean, shout out to our younger selves.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I'm realizing, I'm realizing the power of manifesting things, like the power of speaking things into existence and believing in things and just working towards things, because when you have goals and like you're writing them down, that's you manifesting it.
Yes.
And I just remember I keep thinking in my head, every time I think about that beginning stage, I keep thinking about my to-do list, because my to-do list, I walked around with that thing everywhere. I had it memorized.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I had everything like in my Google Drive, like just. I used to work nights at the hospital, so I would be there working and just type.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm saying louder. So you were like typing up the
like, you remember when we were working on the business plan?
Yeah.
And like learning the rules, just
Mhm.
all types of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just working
Yeah.
and then going to class in the morning.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said, energy.
Huh?
Like I said, energy.
Yeah. that we used to have.
Yeah. Our opening night, like when we so we started the business, we started the entity, so we created the entity 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we started working, like, as far as like hitting the ground running with our business plan and kind of just building our foundation of our groundwork. And then we opened our house or our facility 2 years into that.
Yes.
So we've been running our facility for 3 years
Oh
now.
my goodness.
So that opening night, our open house.
Oh my goodness. That is like one of the top roses.
Yeah,
like
that
our
was cool. That was a
supporters
fun
are
time.
on another level. Like I had a friend drive from cross country to come support. I had family fly out to come support. It was just an amazing night and I can't wait. So we have, I think around the same time of our open house, wasn't in September?
Yes.
It was in September.
Mm-hmm.
So from our open house, we've been having celebrations around the same time every year.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait for, us to be like maybe like at 10 years and have like a huge event
Gala.
and invite everyone over again and hopefully we are on track, with what our goals are now.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, man.
Yeah.
But I'm remembering, speaking of like the beginning of the process of getting the house, because that was the biggest, I think that was the biggest obstacle for us was like, oh my goodness, a house. Like, cause it's hard
and the kind of house that we needed specifically. Yeah.
The specific house that we needed. We needed to, we wanted to just rent because I feel like, it's less risky. If the business is not successful, we can just move on. You know what I mean? And, but nobody wanted to rent to us. Yeah. Not only that, rent was so expensive for the kind of house that we needed.
Yeah.
So, that ended up leading to me as a personal goal for me was like the house, buying the house. So now we have the property, which I think is a lot better that it's owned by one of us. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it would have been really complicated and the owners probably would have bailed or asked for way more money.
Right. Or they could just come in and shut us down.
Exactly. It would have just been another obstacle in our way or another thing that could control our business in some way. Yeah. So it was, so having the house was finding the house was a blessing, but it was a challenge. So that goes into our other ash, which I think is our last ash. I think we've talked about everything else. So it goes into our last ash, which was when we almost bought the wrong house.
Yeah. Actually, we were in contract for the wrong house. The wrong house. It was like, it was a nice house. Actually, it was kind of small now that I think about it compared to the house that we have now. But at the time, we thought that it was the perfect house. It was just in the wrong area.
Yeah.
It was like by a prison.
Oh, my goodness. And I think it was like a waste, some kind of chemical plant or something. It was like literally the worst place for the type of house and the kind of brand that we wanted and that we needed. It was just not even in a safe neighborhood. Nope. I think it was like possibly, I don't know if it was no, there's no way they're going to gentrify a neighborhood like that.
No, it was not gentrified.
But no, I didn't know if they were working on it or not.
You know what I mean? We didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know. But shout out to we don't shout out men enough, black men enough. But I will say we had some amazing black men help us work our way out of that situation.
Yeah.
But behind every black man is an awesome black woman, right? So our realtor. Our real estate agent I'm going to go ahead and shout her out, Janae Lency-Four. Okay. She is an amazing real estate agent. She got us the house of our dreams. Yeah. For our business, you know? So, she's amazing. Perfect. Hit her up. She's another entrepreneur that we probably got to get on here ASAP.
Janae, this is your invite.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, so we had an amazing lawyer who we'll be introducing. Yes, we'll probably bring up the story when he comes on.
I really want to hear his perspective. I don't think we've ever asked him.
Yeah, but he saved us. Oh my goodness. Like in like 24 hours, like, because for people who are looking into buying a home, just know,
once you get into contract, that's
a wrap. Like that's a contract. Okay. And unfortunately, my young self, I guess I couldn't wrap my head around contract. I don't know why. I understand that now. I definitely understand it now.
Right.
But yeah, I had to get a whole lawyer to get that fixed, you know? And so anyway, blessings on blessings.
Yeah.
We got out of that, and that could have changed the whole course of our business. We probably would have had to improvise and figure something else out.
Yeah, we would have had a whole different type of business.
Exactly. So
like, you know what, we're gonna become real estate
agents. We're just gonna rent this one out.
Right, like we're just gonna buy properties.
Yeah, no. So yeah, but thankfully now we get to see the vision that we planned in our own little, you know, in that business car. Plan. Yeah, or in our that plan that we had in that car, that conversation, that vision. I'm sure it's changed a lot, definitely, over the years. I think the ups and downs have made us decide, you know, to change things, to change some of our vision, but I think for the better. I think as we grow as entrepreneurs, as we see how, you know, the world is changing, we just are adapting.
We're adapting, and we are, you know, rising from the ashes, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's exciting. I'm excited to see what the next 5 years bring. You know, hopefully in the next 5 years it's even more, you know. Do we have any more roses? I think we do.
Do we? Oh yeah. We made money, baby. Yes.
Yeah. So that's
we got the coin. We got the coin. Okay. I didn't realize, like, I don't even know if we're allowed to really say. I don't think it's. Should we say how much we make? No, we shouldn't, right? I mean, not the exact number, but I'm just saying, like, it was a successful. Even the first year running, it's been successful. So it's like, wow, like we were making money. Like, not a lot of businesses can say that. Yeah. So we're somewhere. We're here. We're working. We're entrepreneurs. We're real.
Yep. And now we're on YouTube talking to you.
Yes. Okay.
So
and now we have a podcast.
Now we have a podcast. And we talked about having a podcast. It was another thing that we kind of just manifested, you know. We thought our podcast was going to have a whole different setup. You remember they were going to be like letters to our future selves or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So we would
we could probably still have a season of that. Come on.
We still could.
Later in the future, watch. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so now we have a podcast, and now we're on YouTube. So just things are steps, and we're just taking the steps to get us to where we eventually want to be. So we're excited. Yeah. I'm excited.
I'm excited to go on the journey with you guys. I'm excited to be real with you guys. You guys are going to see us stumble. You guys are going to see, because we are learning literally everything. We have to wear all of the hats, and that's how it is in entrepreneurship. And that's the part that people don't realize, that is not the easy part. You have to be willing to learn things, because if you end up outsourcing, I know Junie loves to outsource. I
do love to outsource.
And I'm the one that's like, relax.
No. I like to outsource in certain areas. I feel like at this point, there are certain things we can outsource in. I don't feel what's the problem in that.
I mean, for certain things, it's like, you have to.
Not at the beginning. We didn't outsource in the beginning.
Yeah, right. But I'm just saying, like, certain things.
5 years in, I'm gonna need another source.
Certain things
to be putting out.
It's better that you learn yourself.
Yes, definitely.
Because what ends up happening is you end up paying somebody who doesn't have your vision to execute, you know, your mission.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how a lot of businesses run. That's how a lot of corporations run.
Yeah.
But that's how corporations end up the way they are, because they're not, if the person is not involved in the business and is not, constantly reminding them, this is why we're here and this is what we're doing. That's a problem.
I think I like to outsource but still be involved. It's not like
right, like a Rihanna type of situation. But I do believe in that too. I believe in letting the experts do their expertise. Right. I definitely believe in that. But it's like, when it comes down to budgeting and really thinking like, okay, is this something that I have the time to do? Is this something that I can just save? It's very just important to balance the two, because we tried to outsource our marketing, and we're learning that did not work out very well.
Yeah, that was a lesson learned.
Yeah. So we were just way too hands off at least with that. Yeah,
we were hands off. Well, I would say that what happened was we tried to go with a corporation.
Yes, a big corporation.
So, which is why we're challenging the industry, because we're sick of it.
Yes. Yes. So that is everything that we've talked about. Our highs, our lows. I hope you guys learned something through this, through hearing us talk about it. This season we have a lot in store.
A lot of conversations, a lot of entrepreneurs. It's gonna be lit.
Yeah,
it's lit. You know, so I'm excited. I hope you all are excited watching and listening, and I hope that you get something out of this, because of course this is an outlet for us, but we also want to make sure that we're giving back and kind of sharing the things that we've learned, because no one was really sharing it with us. You know what I mean? We kind of had to
learn on our own
and figure it out. So I think it's important for us to kind of be like, okay, everybody's business or situation is not going to be the same, but there are definitely things, similarities that we have as business owners and entrepreneurs, or people who are trying to build something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So why not use what we know?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And with that being said, stay tuned. I do have a surprise for the people in October. So
a surprise.
Just continuing on with our whole, I guess, our work.
Yeah, as entrepreneurs. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay, guys. So as for October, that's her Libra season. So it should be spicy. Should be good. All right. So we don't have any quotes for them.
No, I don't have any quotes. No.
Okay, we don't have any quotes. So what is your, I don't know, let's just what would you tell, a letter to your future self? What would you tell yourself 10 years older, 10 years from now?
Girl, look at you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. Okay. She gonna know what I mean.
Okay.
She gonna know what I mean.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Yeah. Okay.
What would you say to yours?
I will say, girl, I am working my butt off. We go. So, if you're thinking about quitting, you better relax, because all of the work that I just put in, we're gonna have to finish. Okay. So go ahead and finish.
Two very different things that we'll be telling ourselves.
I might just need to hear that, so.
Yeah. I'm going to be right. You do need to tell yourself that, because you're going to hear it from me.
Okay, because I'm putting in a lot of work, okay? Because I believe in this, okay? So it's not necessarily in a negative way, but it's just I believe in what we're doing, and go ahead and finish that. All right. You're doing great. You look great. Yes. That's that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for sharing and joining us on our celebration of 5 years being an entrepreneur, 5 years working together, being business partners, making money together. Cheers. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. As always, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, and now on YouTube.
Yes, we're on YouTube, baby. Subscribe.
Hit the notification bell. Bye.